Good morning and welcome to Mrs. Bell's Sweet Treats and More. This is my YouTube channel and today is an and more day. I welcome you to Monday with Mrs. Bell's Sweet Treats. I look forward to our time together. I today am making an and more, which is going to be greens with kale. I am from Chicago and growing up when my mother cooked greens, it was always mustard, turnip, and collard greens. And in the years that I've been an adult and we've lived in different places, I've not always found the mustard and turnip. When I lived in the South, I could find collard greens all the time, and sometimes the other greens, one or the other, and there were a few times that I found all three. But in my travels where I am in New England, I don't find the three. I call them the threesome. I find mustard and collard, but I don't often find turnip, and that's kind of disappointing because those flavors and the smells are amazing. I went to the store the other day and there was tons of kale. And I like kale. Kale is good. It's good, full of vitamins and nutrients, and the flavor is pretty good. It doesn't replace the turnip and mustard, but oh my goodness, it has its own flavor. So as you can see, I've started this morning. I have some turkey necks that I've already cooked, and then I have the collard and kale greens are already prepared, chopped at the store, which was, that saves a lot of time. So I got the larger bags. They're pre-washed, and I found them to be really good with the pre-wash. And I'm only using half of each because I'm making a smaller for just a single person. So in my cooking, the turkey necks, I use smoked turkey necks. You can use any smoked turkey. You can use any meat that you desire smoked. Neck bones. I've used the ham hocks, of course. Some people use salt pork and you prepare that a little differently. Some people just use bacon. I also have gone meatless with my greens. This time I'm adding a little bit of the turkey neck. So in adding the turkey neck, I'm also using chicken stock. If you're making these meatless, you can eliminate the meat altogether and use vegetable stock. Some people don't use the stock at all. I use it especially when it's meatless. I use to give it a little background, but you can eliminate that as well. Since I cooked the turkey necks, I have turkey neck juice here that I'm going to, I've added some onion and garlic and red pepper to. So I'm going to let those get a little bit softer, and then I'm going to be back. Well, I'm back, and I'm going to take out, it's not all the way soft the way I like it, but I'm going to continue cooking it on the other side. I just want the stock, the stock to have the oniony, garlicky flavor. Of course, the measurements, the ingredients, you can click below. I'm adding about a tablespoon of butter. This doesn't have to be. I just add it because it does add some extra. So I have the stock from my turkey necks, and I pulled them out so that I can add the meat. If it's too much liquid on those smoked meats, it tends to drown out the flavor of the smokiness. So I have here some turnip and kale, and I'm gonna start with just a little bit of my collards. I'm sorry, collards, not turnips. I wish I did have some turnips. And I'm just going to stir that in and let that go for a little bit. here, I'm gonna add my secret ingredient. I was talking with my cousin, amazing woman, amazing cook, and we decided that we're gonna be putting together our own ingredients. Here is the Italian. I use the Italian or the zesty. And I'm just going to use, and you can see all those, I hope you can see all those. I'm going to sprinkle just half the packet. And I'm going to stir that in. It is cooking down just a little bit. I'm adding chicken stock. You absolutely don't have to. You can add vegetable stock. If you're going vegetarian, that is perfectly fine. So here are my greens right now. Here's what they're looking like. So I'm going to continue adding them and stirring them, and I'll be back. So here are greens and kale. And my liquid has shrunk down, but my greens are still uncooked. I'm starting from the bottom. And I'm going to add just a little bit of the chicken stock. I use unsalted because a lot of this, the secret ingredient has salt, the butter has salt. And I'm just watching the amount of salt in my cooking. Oh, it smells so good. And I wanted you to see. It's still cooking, but there's still got a ways to go. I'm going to lower my heat. And let go just a few more minutes before I put the top on it. I want to hold on to the green flavor, the flavor of greens. And I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And I'm going to, I've moved my meat because I'm going to let that cool a little and peel that meat off of that. And I'm going to add a little bit more of my chicken stock. I'm going to add some salt and pepper. It's salt and pepper in the secret ingredient, but the liquid will dilute. Smells so good. So I am going to let you see what this looks like and put the top on here. This is what it's looking like. I'm gonna put the top on. Let it cook on low, and I'll be back. Well, while the greens and kale are cooking, are simmering, I put together a Jiffy cornbread, and you just use the regular ingredients for the Jiffy, and you can make the muffins, you can make them, fry them on the stove like pancakes. Those are delicious. Or just mix them up. It's an old standby. I'm gonna pop this in the oven and continue simmering my greens and kale. So here are our greens, collards and kale. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to take those onions and peppers I had earlier, put those in with a little bit of garlic, and then I'm taking the meat off the turkey necks. I'm going to stir this together and let it cook for probably just about 5 minutes. I'm not going to do a lot on this. You just see it. And I'll be back. Well, here are our greens. With our smoked turkey. And I have a piece of cornbread here. Jiffy. And here are greens, the smoked neck bones, kale and collards. Nice and tender, delicious. Together we can do this. You have a good one. Let me know if you found some turnips and mustard, greens along with collards, and I want to add this. Sometimes the greens can be a little bitter, and that's okay. You can add a sprinkle, a little, a pinch, put some sugar in your hand and grab it with your fingers. And just sprinkle it on there, and the bitter is gone. Together we can do this. You have a good one. Enjoy your week, and I'll see you next time.